Hello, hello, hello. Are we going? Good. Okay. I have here, so I'll just give it a minute to see if anybody joins us. Hello, welcome to the U Movement. I am B. And for Saturn has gone retrograde a couple days ago and is going to be retrograde until November. So I thought it useful to pull some cards and find out what the energy is going to have in store for us with Saturn going retrograde. This also is a shout out to Yvonne who said, "Where's the oracle reads?" Sorry, I have been very busy trying to get myself organized and painting the house and this, that, and the other in preparatory for in case I have to sell come August. So I'm doing lots of work around the house. So welcome everybody who is going to join us today. This is exciting. As it stands, it looks like it's quiet. It is Canada Day, so everybody is probably out celebrating some joy, fun times. And if that's the case, you can catch the replay of this later on. And for those that are in the UK, this is a late night shoot, so I apologize. I usually try to keep these earlier in the day. And I'll get back into hopefully a schedule. Trying to schedule spirit is very tricky. I'll try to get back into a schedule coming up and do weekly readings. So some other announcements just before I move on is if you're looking for book club has moved to Spotify. And I can provide you with the link for that. Otherwise, it's the U Movement on Spotify book club. It's over there, and so we'll be putting book club into podcast format via Spotify from this time forth. So sorry about that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So let's hop on in, and I've given all of these decks some nice Reiki to clear the energies of them. Look, that card just wants to jump out already. It doesn't even want the deck to be shuffled. This is nice. Some glasses. Oh dear. Glasses that can actually be seen out of is useful. So I hope that everybody is enjoying this gorgeous weather that we are having. I don't know where you are in the world. If you are experiencing this finally glorious sunny day for the 1st of July, it is heavenly. I was outside today painting front door and everything else, garage door to give good curb appeal. Our first card up today is a beautiful one. You can see here, and we finally have technology working for us for a change. Yes. So here we go on camera, and it says, "Your soul will find those you are meant to experience life with." Oh, well, isn't that a little bit of a relief? Because I know a lot of us on this Kundalini awakening, spiritual awakening, twin flame awakening, whatever kind of awakening you happen to be having, have really felt for a long period of time that you'd been in a state of isolation and separation. And look, we are all of a sudden reaching out and connecting to soul tribe, soul family. Isn't that fantastic? And that happens because in the stage of purification, in the stage of the ascension where we need to be, cocooned within ourselves, that's an inside job. It's a one-person job. If you're distracted with friends and distracted with chatting all the time, and trust me, I understand that, you wouldn't be doing the work. So now that you've done the work already, Saturn in retrograde coming in is saying, hey, it's time for some karma, which means, and karma doesn't necessarily mean negative things are happening. That depends on if you've got a debt, or I look at karma very much like a credit card, or how you manage your money. And if you've been like accumulating a lot of debt as opposed to a lot of excess, you want instead of debt, you want to be in a state of lots of flow. So if you've been out there doing all your light worker work and being kind and compassionate and caring and showing up in the world with loyalty and authenticity and all these good things, karma for you means payday. Woohoo! Unfortunately, if you are on the opposite side of the spectrum and you've been on the take and been doing some shady stuff and not been the nice out there, well, karma's going to come back around and it's going to like hit you not in such a great way. So Saturn is the planet of karma. So be aware that there is a karmic cycle that is going. It's like all of a sudden, all the bills have been sent out, and you may or may not like your bill, or you could cash in your chips, like you're at, and say, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm cashing in. Look, I won. Woohoo!" And what you may have won is all these new connections that are coming in, which is fantastic. And you can see this kind of like spreading out. It's a web, a network. It's a network of interconnection. And isn't it so fabulous that we have the internet? Because all of these starseeds are spaced out. So it's not necessarily going to be meeting a whole bunch of people in your town. You could be meeting people that resonate with you from all over the world and having a deep connection on a 5D level on this spiritual plane and connecting. So this is a good start to our cards to say, hey, it's time that we start connecting. And look, it's all light. It's light, light, light. Now, I don't know if you can see in the back of the card there, if I go really, really close in, there's all these kind of darkened energies that are like off in the outer realm, you know, and these could represent some of the people that you have lost along your path, some people that no longer resonate with you. But the brightness, so the more connections that you make with Soul Tribe, the brighter and more energy that you're going to be emitting out, so that these darker karmic kind of relationships are going to be like, whoa, too bright for me over there. And so you may have experienced a lot of loss and it's funny, I just did a song today by Conqueror. I was doing some language. I don't know if you know the band Conqueror. They're fantastic, real reggae vibe to that song, Memories. And it was all about, you know, here's to the ones that we've lost and here's to the ones that have arrived, basically. And so it ties in, you know, nice synchronicity there. It ties in that, yes, we have lost a lot of these relationships along the path. And it's important to grieve those and, honor them and toast them. And that's, you know, what the song was saying, you know, like here's to the ones that didn't make it with us. The relationships that broke up and went their separate ways, because I'm being called in, I'm being magnetized in to connect into my own people, the own energy that is. So that's a beautiful card to start. I like the vibe of that. And I think that a lot of light workers, empaths, twin flames, any of those, if you resonate with those. Now, I said in one of a recent video, I don't necessarily like the name twin flame anymore. I prefer to call it, you know, like a unified flame, as in, you know, you've got the divine energy within you. You've got everything that you need within you. Where the name twin flame really implies that there's something still lacking outside of you. And there's nothing lacking outside of you. It's a unification, a merging of energy within. And that is what like makes us glow. And then we're like sending out vibes to all of our soul tribe going, hey, I'm over here. Find me. I'm over here. And we can connect in. And isn't that wonderful? So next up from the Starseed Oracle, that first one, just so you're aware, is the Healing Spirits Oracle. It's a new deck of mine that I got that's really beautiful artwork. And then the next up we have the Starseed Oracle, and we can see here Whale and Orca Elders. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'm loving the pink and the turquoise, aqua kind of colors. Also, to me, always represents authenticity, this like light blue color that you can see there. We're diving deep and the waters are clear. Listen, we've been purging for like a long time. There's been like a deep purge going on, and you may have been expressing a lot of emotions over like the last many years for me. So I'm assuming it's the same for you. And each time that we're purging, we're purifying. It's crystalline. It's clear. Look, there's this clarity of this water. It's not mucky or dirty or anything like that. There's this freedom to go in and just feel these emotions, because the water represents our emotion centers. And so these whales, which are the bringers of song, and it says here, whale and orca elders, share your song. Frequency of sound and diving deep. So the more that you have to be in your authentic self and speak out your truths and talk and sing and express yourself in chant. Even the other day I was doing yoga and there was nobody in the house, so I was just like, I'm just going to make random sounds and just allow the vibration to just express oneself, stand up for oneself, speak one's truth, sing it loud, sing it clear, all of these things. So the whales really represent keepers of knowledge. They're a lot smarter than we are. That's for certain. But I'm loving this because there's such harmony going on in this clear water, as well as the fact that we have two different types of whales happening here. I'm not sure. I think one of those is a humpback and one is an orca. And they're in harmony with each other. We no longer need to look at things and situations as, oh, you're different from me and therefore, go away and this, that. No, embracing the uniqueness of each other is like, we're the same, but we're different. There's this interconnection. So this soul family that's coming in, you're going to be like, wow, you're so unique, but wow, you're so much like me. And I can vibe with you in an energy that like makes me feel free to be me, makes me feel free to express myself and express those emotions. One of my contacts on Facebook recently posted the other day something along the lines of, showing your emotions to the wrong people is like bleeding in front of a shark's tank. Well, I responded to her, showing your emotions in front of the right kind of people is like being taken care of by a first responder. When we are in the energy of our soul tribe and allowed to be who we want to be, allowed to be and express ourselves, express our truths, express all our emotions, then finally it's a freeing sensation of like, wow, I can dive deep with you. I can go into the deep waters with you and resonate with you in an energy that I've never felt before. So this is really exciting, and I love this. And there's like deep in the waters here, it's like a portal. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a doorway, and we're being kind of led into this like, oh, it's a pyramid. Which pyramids are originally structures of healing, and so we're able to dive deep in through the clear and heal some of this stuff in a lighter and wonderful vibe. That's wonderful. We've been in the muck for so long, digging out and clearing out and purging. So to have some of this beautiful pure energy, and it's surrounded by so much pink, which is all our like unconditional love, and isn't that wonderful? So we're seeing a connection here to be throat chakra authenticity as well as higher heart. Now, we don't talk a lot about a higher heart chakra, the 7 chakra systems. There's actually many more than 7 chakras, many more, like in the hundreds. But one way to look at it is the 7 main chakra systems, and that's the way that we have been living for a number of years. It is in a 7 system. But as we go through this process of ascension and enlightenment and we activate the higher heart chakra, and the higher heart chakra represents all of our capacity for like loving just unconditionally. That didn't exist for us. That wasn't attainable before. You know, it was always an energy of, well, I'll love you, but what are you going to give back to me? And I'll if I don't show up in a certain energy, then you're not going to love me, and this and that. And so this is like, no, I'm going to love you no matter what. I'm going to love you whether you're angry, whether you're sad, whether you're this, whether you're that. It doesn't matter. You can be whoever you need to be in that moment, and I can hold space for you because I'm Soul Tribe. And I get you. I understand. And I'm going to allow you to do and flow freely in your emotions, and allow yourself to sing it loud. So that's beautiful energy that we're moving into with this Saturn gone retrograde. Next up, I'm going to jump into the Archeo deck because I love my archetypes. They give us lots of information. And while I'm shuffling, hello to those out there. I like this. Ooh. Well, this one's a little bit of a warning. We have demon. Ooh, okay. So this is coming as a little bit of a warning, perhaps. As I started this, I was talking about how Saturn had gone into retrograde, and depending on where you are, or those that are around you, you know, these darker characters that are around, depending on where, if you've done the work or haven't done the work, those that have done the work, and there's always more work that's going to be needed to be done, has been in the process of facing your demons. We have to go into the shadow of ourselves to be able to open that higher heart chakra. And we do that by facing our own demons and facing our own shadow aspects of self. So when it comes to karma, if we've been denying, repressing, distorting, covering up our misdeeds, then we're going to find ourselves karma coming along and saying, hey, remember me? Remember me? Yeah, you haven't been paying attention to me, and I'm here to let you know that it's time for you to pay attention to me. And so this means that for some, facing their demons, facing their truth, facing their karmic bill, is going to feel a little unsettled, especially in that feeling of safety and security. This is a red kind of energy here, which is root chakra, and breaking free of a chain that's like connected here. So we need to break those chains to the energies that are no longer working for our highest and greatest good, and face our demons. And so that may mean that as light workers, you're going to start to observe other people going through situations where they now have to face some of the hard truths, the stuff that you've been facing. So a lot of light workers have been on this path for an extended period of time and facing all their demons and going into the dark, shadowy places so that they can purify. And now another round of people are going to be starting to experience it. And so that may cause you to be called into mission as a guiding light. That's where we started from, a guiding light to assist others who are going through their dark stuff as they are starting to face some of their karmic stuff that is less than pleasant. And listen, our shadow is as important as our light. Coming together into like divine harmony and union of those elements is what helps us ascend. But we have to like face it to deal with it. We can't ignore it. It's like sweeping something under the carpet over and over and over again. Eventually the carpet's going to look a little bit bumpy. It's not going to, like, I'm trying to walk on this carpet. It's really got things under it. What's happening? Oh, nothing. Well, yes, something. So we got to lift that carpet and help them deal with some of the shadows. And so you may be observing others that our lives are starting to hit some tower moments, and things are starting to fall apart. And as as those that have already done the work know, that is part of the process. And so we may be being called in to do a little bit more work in mission to help others transmute, alchemize, clear, heal, all of those types of things. But, and there is a but, and this card comes in, and we've been talking about opening our hearts. So from the Twin Flame Ascension deck, we have card number 9, open your heart. Set loving boundaries. So there's the but. So this is wonderful that we are getting higher heart chakra activations that have been happening, and now we can step into the world in a lot more compassion and a lot more unconditional love. But that also means unconditional love for self. And not putting ourselves in harm's way. So we're not going to go back to old habits of people pleasing, of being a savior and thinking that, or being, the Messiah type of energy of I'm going to save the world. No, that's not your job. Your job is to lead by example, which means creating healthy boundaries for yourself. So when some of these shadow peoples outside of you are handed their karmic bill, and they're facing their demons and going through really dark stuff, yes, you want to be there for them. However, you also want to be there for yourself and not put yourself in harm's way and not repeat the same karmic cycle of self-sacrifice and people-pleasing and any of these types of things. If you're not yourself in a safe place and safe distance and stable, you cannot help somebody to the point that you're putting yourself in harm's way. As well as the fact that you need to understand, karma is at play right now with Saturn in retrograde, and you cannot save people from their karma. That's their bill. They have to pay it. So offering love and support and holding space, but you can't rush in with the cape on and say, I'm going to clear all your karma for you. Because all that's going to do is you're taking that karma on yourself, and you're going to have to pay the bill. And that's not what the lesson is. The lesson is they have to learn their lessons. It would be the same as your 5-year-old kid has just started school and goes and gets an assignment in class, and it's its first math homework and has to learn 1 + 1. And you swoop in and say, no, it's all right, I'm going to do your homework for you. And then the kid goes off to school and the teacher asks, okay, Tommy, what's 1 + 1? And Tommy's like, I don't know. Mom did my homework for me. You can't do somebody else's karma for them. You need to set healthy boundaries so that you're like, I'm sorry that you're going through this right now and that you're facing all of these demons right now. And I love you, and I have absolute compassion for you, but I can't. Other than that, I can't fix it for you. So if we've got, like me, previous people pleasers that wanted to swoop in and fix everything for everybody else to make things calm as a trauma response, which is a fawning response of, I'll fix this, I'll fix that, I'll fix, the other. No, you have to stand back and you have to say, I'm going to sit over here in a little bit of a distance, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to support you, and I'm going to let you figure this out for yourself. Ooh, now that's tricky, letting things figure it out for ourselves. But that's how we do it, that's how we break through the boundaries and the barriers. You can see here, it's all like a brick wall. So, we are open, but we are safe. And we can retreat if necessary. Do not tolerate abusive behavior. Do not tolerate being spoken to in a bad manner. Just because somebody's going through hard stuff doesn't mean that you have to tolerate anything that is not in alignment with you. So it's like we've gone from grade university 1 and now we're into grade university 2. And this grade here is all about learning to maintain our balance and maintain that giving and receiving in healthy ways. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. If you need help with boundaries, let me know. We'll work on those, because learning how to keep yourself in a safe position emotionally, physically, mentally, and all of the above is the next step. You can't be a light worker. Okay, if you're tolerating, it would be like throwing dirt on top of the light. So you can't be a light worker. You have to be a light worker by saying, I'm loving you and I'm giving you the space that you need. I can hold space, but if this at all turns at all, there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses. We're not going to tolerate any type of excuses any longer. Oh, that one almost jumped out. Let's see. And there we go. We got two. This one here is from the Sacred Sea Oracle. Oh, we're seeing... Okay. I'm going to look at... the bottom of the deck jumped out as well, so I'm going to take 3 of these cards. So, first up, we have the Sea Goddess of Courage. Oh, we've had this one very recently. 26... and you can see our lovely goddess lady here emitting out so much light, just vibrating out, connected to spirit, very strong connection to spirit at this stage, very powerful energy, very third eye open. I see what's going on here, and I'm fully in my light and empowered and coming from a place of compassion. And this is a beautiful card here. So authentic communication is what we're talking about here. So she's demanding. This is no longer I'm going to just accept anything that's coming or going. No, this is a demanding. If you want to speak to me, you speak to me in an energy that is honest, that is open, that is forthright, that is clear, that is direct. These are the energies at which I'm willing to have a conversation with you. If you can't show up in this type of energy, then you might as well just back off and go somewhere else, because she's just not tolerating any more bullshit. So she expects at this stage of the game anybody that's going to come in with truth. If they are owing apologies, then show up in the right energy or don't show up at all. Is what this beautiful goddess is representing to us. We have another goddess coming up here, and we have card number 24, the Sea Goddess of Sensuality. Celebrate some romance. Well, then, I'm digging that. I love all this gold energy. She is radiating out in her divine feminine energy, strong, powerful. And she's just like, I love how even like from her mouth, she's like just emitting out beauty in this situation here. So again, we have another strong feminine energy that's coming in that's saying, yeah, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I'm not settling for anything else. I can have my heart open, but I'm going to be boundaried up and protected. Like, look at the armor that she's kind of got on her. She's a little bit like badass. Like, you're not coming in this way and think that you're going to take me down. Those days are over. We're now in an energy of like, I got this. I got this. I don't need, I'm self-contained. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And so the bottom of the deck, which I decided to keep here, was card number 27. So that's nice. And we have the Sea Goddess of Creativity. I dig this chick. Oh, look at her. She has got some hippie vibes going on that is just like, oh yes, I'm just going to go out and dance to my own drum and do my own thing. Fresh, creative joy. So expressive. I really love this energy here from this card. So youthful and expressive and colorful and artistic and just... I'm going to be a free spirit. I'm just going to let whatever comes. So I am loving these three goddess energies that we have if we have look at them in combination, because we have one that's demanding clear and authentic communication. And once we can have the clear communication, maybe I can let down some of my barriers. Until I see this, you're not getting past these barriers. And if you can get past these barriers, you get this. Well, isn't this a million times better? It's like, I don't need to be guarded, and I don't need to be like armored up if the people that are coming into me are showing up in truth, authenticity, honor, respect. And then I can let the armor down and be like, wee, let's have fun. Let's play. Let's have a good time. But if you ain't showing up like this, in authentic communication, you aren't getting past this. And getting past this, getting those armors off is where we want to get. So we have some of that sensuality and that romance again, that she is saying, hey, this is available, but I'm fine. I'm self-contained. I don't need, so how are you showing up? So that's a little bit of fun energy there. Our divine feminine is really been worked hard and is in a much stronger, stable energy. And I like that. I dig it. So next up, we're going to go into the chakra. Which one is it? I have two chakra decks. I have all my books beside me. I don't actually use the books. Once in a blue moon, I'll be called to read the books, but for the most part, I think this one's the Chakra Wisdom. Yes, Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Okay, we have, some confusion still bringing in some energy. So, this is going to be a confusing time for some people. We're hoping for some clarity because, this deep indigo blurple color is saying, that my quest is to be balanced in a place of clear understanding, grounded, and this and that. But there's still some swirling energies at play that is going to be a little bit of a tumultuous and confusing time for some. And listen carefully to, what you're hearing right now. If you're hearing in your mind's eye or your mind's ear, I suppose, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of these types of things, what are ways that you can comfort and soothe yourself? Look, she's holding herself like this and saying to herself, it's going to be okay. I can't see everything that's happening. In fact, I can see very little right now. It's just a swirling mess of cloudiness. But in this moment, I'm okay. In this moment, everything's working out for my highest and greatest good. So using some mantras and some self-soothing and some comfort and some care and holding on, she's holding on while there's a lot in her ear. So be careful not to let, the mental chatter, the monkey mind run amok. Even my son said to me the other day, if you can do something about it, great. But if you can't, stop worrying about it. And I was like, wow, you're like just this little mini Buddha, aren't you? He's 24, so at this stage he should have things, but I love it when he's been giving me wisdom since he was born. I swear to God, I sometimes think that our children are our greatest for giving us an accurate viewpoint. The next round of children have really come to the earth with a lot more awareness than we have given credit. We always kind of think of things as like the parents teaching the children. I think really it's the children teaching the parents is what's happening. So if you're confused, maybe what's coming in here is turn to your kids and say, within, appropriate, obviously, don't be going and giving them, your father did this, or those types of situations. But if you're confused about something, and depending on their age and their maturity level, maybe they have some insight, because they are the next round of light workers that are coming in that didn't have to deal with as much negativity, as much confusion, as many cycles, because as we've been doing the work clearing all these cycles, facing our demons, we've cleared the path for them, so that they are coming in this crystalline clear energy. Our indigo children had a rough go, but the rainbow children and the crystal children, they have different challenges. I'm not going to say they don't have challenges, but they have different challenges to deal with than some of the later generations of the indigos. And if you resonate with the term indigo child, sometimes indigos had a very difficult journey, because the world was just far too for their sensitivities and emotions and everything else that we had to deal with. It was too confusing. Where the next generation is coming in and is being like, I just know how to do things. Why are you doing it like that? Do it like this. And you're like, oh, okay. They don't have the same degree of mental confusion and this, that, and the other. So if you're experiencing a lot of confusion and you're hearing this, look, talking into the ear, if you're hearing a lot of like your inner critic saying stuff, or your own demons whispering in your ear and trying to advise you to make bad choices and do wrong things, say, wait a second, I'm going to stabilize myself and not act on whatever I'm thinking. Because the thinking mind is not necessarily your friend, by no means. It's like a calculator that's gone run amok, or there's a ghost in the computer or something. So be careful to bring yourself back into a place of centeredness before acting on decisions, because it is a confusing time right now. Next up, we're going to move into, and there it is, the bitch slaps from the Oracle deck. And, money is not the root of all evil. Hate is. Fear is. So what is being whispered in that ear? Are you hearing hateful things, fearful things? Wasting your gifts so you can bitch about people who are making money is. Gossip energy. Ooh, I don't like gossip energy. Or like bitching energy is never a good energy to be in. So chin up, Buttercup. It's time to make your own fucking magic happen. So if you're focused, this comes as another kind of warning of that kind of demon energy. If one of your demons is jealousy, is envy, is vindictiveness, is wrath, any of these types of energies, then check yourself, is what it's saying, and sit in that energy and go into the muck to unfuck that, because the more you clear yourself and get yourself into a focus within, well, if I'm reacting like this to the situation, what is it in me that's making me react like this? So every trigger is an opportunity for your own healing. And so if you're in the energy where you're being triggered here, there, and everywhere, then definitely we need to sit in our own healing again and bring ourselves back into that place of isolation, to keep making sure that we are in our highest light, because we don't want to let in these darker energies that are around. Again, I'm going to show this card. You can kind of see it if I go super close. We don't want to allow in those darker energies. So I'm going to actually pull from another card here. I'm going to go into my other chakra deck and just see this chakra insights. Oh, we have sexuality coming. So maybe things are heating up a little bit, getting a little flirty out there. And card number 13, openness, sharing, beauty, and honor. 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 Now there's a trait that we want to bring back into divine partnership is honor. So we have sexuality, which is a hot and heavy um, card here with these beautiful, it looks like chocolate colored satin sheets. If you're starting, if you're drawing in this newer, vibrant energy, you're drawing in people that are kind of attracted to you. And I love that this came out of the Chakra Insight deck. So here's a picture of our chakras. This is the back card, side of these cards, right? So I have done other videos on sacred sexuality. We want to get into a more sacred type of sexuality as opposed to which incorporates honor, openness, you know, and that can look differently for different people. There's no structures. We're coming in to break paradigms. So for one grouping, that might look like a polyamorous situation. For somebody else, that could be like a hard no to that. But let's be open and honest about it and discuss it from that kind of a place. For somebody else, that may look like you get to define how you want your relationships to work. Just because relationships worked a certain way in the past doesn't mean that's how they have to work again. You know, we don't have to all subscribe to the marriage paradigm. I'll never get married again. Not in a million years will that happen. I picked up the back of this card because I've talked in other videos of sacred sexuality. You want to make sure that whoever you're having partnership with, you're connecting on each chakra. Each chakra is connecting. So if we have our two people here, you want to be in alignment with each other, which means you are expressing yourself through the root. It's a safe environment. It's secure. It's stable. From the orange, the sacral, you want to make sure it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's pleasurable, it's sensual, it's sexual. You're having all of these energies. It's mutually beneficial in this solar plexus energy that's coming across and saying, yes, you know, I'm going to work. It's teamwork. It's team building. You know, I don't want to build something and carry the weight of somebody else. So it's like, okay, it's the long weekend. Let's both work at making the garden look better. You know, if one person's out doing all the work and the other person's doing all the resting and the gaming and the playing, then you're going to have an out of balance paradigm where you're going to have almost like a parent-child situation instead of having two adults working together. Heart chakra is this compassionate, caring, kind, open, honest, loving, all of these types of energies. Is there a connection here? Throat chakra, are we being open? Are we being authentic? Are we being truthful? Are we being expressive? So we're not having to do mind games anymore and play all these gaslighting and all this other fuckery that, you know, can go on in a relationship. If you're constantly dealing with somebody that's giving you passive aggressiveness and you feel like banging your head against the wall every time you have a conversation with them, then you don't have an alignment in your throat chakras. And you're going to, if you're out of alignment and the energy isn't flowing, then you're going to constantly be sitting in an energy of this isn't working for me, which is going to shut down all of the lower chakras, because the last thing you want is to get all with somebody who's behaving like a child. If you're in the parent and they're in a child position, you're not going to be in an energy of like, oh, let's get it on. I'm hearing that song, let's get it on. I don't know who that song is, but we all know it. It's from like the 80s, I think. Anyways, crown chakra, third eye. Do we have the same vision? Do we have the same goals? Do we have the same dreams? You know, if one person is like, okay, I'm planning out a 5-year, 10-year plan. I want us to retire in Hawaii and have a great time. And the other one's spending, and not putting away for the long-term plan, is just living in the moment. Again, there's going to be an out of balance. And if there's an out of balance in any of the above chakras, then that sexy time chakra is going to be like, no, it's going to shut down, is what it's going to do. So you want to make sure that you're in alignment. And then the crown chakra, do you both connect to something higher and greater than yourself? If you're not both connecting to something higher and greater in yourself and finding mutual soul tribe kind of energy, which is where we started from, in your partnership, then you're going to have issues. And so I pulled out just for these to show the backs of them, but I'm going to turn them around now and see what the messages here are, because we also have home. And this is what I was talking about in regards to the root chakra, is we want to make sure that our home situation is shelter, is safe, nurturing, and warmth. You know, this is supposed to be, our home is supposed to be where we can chill out, relax, you know, not be in a frazzled kind of state of mind because everything's out of balance. Like, look at this little guy. Oh yeah, that's chill. I'm gonna just sit in this hammock and like chill out because I am safe. I am secure in my relationship with myself and in my relationship with others, you know, because I have established healthy boundaries and I have done the work. So I don't need to be haunted by my demons. So that's a wonderful card that's come up. That's card number 4 for my number peoples. And we have, again, connecting into that higher heart chakra energy, we have card number 28, caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness, compassion. Well, look at that lotus. And look, lotuses grow in the muckiest, gunkiest water you can possibly imagine. I love canoeing. It's one of my favorite things to do. And you can get up close to all kinds of beautiful flowers in the most shallow, mucky water possible. That's where you'll find the turtles. I love turtles. Anyways, so you need to go into when we dive into the mucky stuff and clear that out, it opens us to be able to like be accepting of people's imperfections as well as our own, show empathy to ourselves as well as to others. All of these energies are cultivated within first. You know, this little guy here, he's alone. He's not surrounded by a whole bunch of people, and he's like, yeah, listen, I can go, my home, my ultimate home is me. My home is in me, and in me, I'm cultivating all these wonderful, caring energies so that I can show up and give them to other people. If you don't give them to yourself, then you can't give them to other people because you don't have them to give. It's like that game, Go Fish. Do you have any 2s? No, go fish. Do you have any compassion? No. If you're beating yourself up and talking to yourself in any way, shape, or form using negative self-talk, posting on social media, negative, I'm so dumb, or I'm this, that, you know, that's negative self-talk. If you're saying and communicating in a way at all that's negative or judgmental or harsh criticisms, like you're a loser, or whatever, I can't think of anything right now, actually. It's funny. Oh, you fucking moron. There's one. If you're calling yourself or anyone else things like that, you need to clear that stuff out because you're not going to get beauty growing from that. You won't. You need to clear out and be gentle with yourself, loving with yourself, so that you can then show up in the world in a much kinder and gentler energy. I think what I will do is, since we have time, is I'm going to hop on and pull one more. Okay, so this is my prototype. I am in the process of making my own deck. And so I have used this in card reads. And if anybody ever wants to book a card read with me, the way to do that is always in the description of my videos. And here we go. So we have the lost child. And yes, that's me. We have the lost child archetype that's come up. And this is one of my absolute favorite photos of me. This is just after I got adopted. And this was my favorite t-shirt. And I was playful and it was fun. And I was a comedian and I just would be silly and, you know, that whole kind of Mowgli energy. And I love Mowgli. and which ties me back into the sea goddess of creativity, right? So when we find and do the inner child work, and we find our lost child that we have negated or shut down, or, I need to be responsible all the time. And, if you're constantly taking care of other people and you're not taking care of that lost child inside of self, then that energy of that creativity, that playfulness, that frivolity, I love that word, frivolity. So we want to cultivate more frivolity, because with frivolity is going to come all of these other wonderful energies. When you're with somebody who makes you laugh, laughter is one of the best ways to get some of this armoring down of saying, I feel safe enough to have fun with you. I feel safe enough to feel smiles and joyfulness and all this blissful energy. And that's the way to do it, is to make sure that you're connected to that inner child that has maybe perhaps been lost, that fun side of self. And let's bring her home. Let's bring her or him home again. And one more quickly before I go do questions. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them into the chat. And last up, I'm going to go into the Sacred Destiny Oracle. These two are wanting to come out. Oh, I like this. I like this. I dig this. I want this. We have more whale energy coming in, which is fantastic. Loving the whale energy. The ability to go deep, the ability to hold on, the ability to speak our truth, more authenticity in the colors. Look at this. We've got voyage. Carrying that lost child. Look, that lost child home. We're not even in the water anymore. We're ascended so much that we're flying high, going on some vacations coming up. Maybe if you can't have a vacation, is having a staycation or having something in your life where you are being, taken away to a nicer place, a nicer energy, a lighter, more joyful. It's time for some lightness. We've been in the dark for a long period of time, and it's time to connect with Soul Tribe and all of that. It's time to get rid of all the demons and say, not today, Satan. Bye-bye. You're not coming in. It's time to connect with all that whale energy and sing our songs and speak our truth and be our wackadoodle selves. Be be crazy. Be silly. Be silly. We need more silly. We definitely need more silly happening as we connect to that inner child energy so that we can, bring forth creative joy. And then last but not least, we have a nice little snow leopard here bringing in some focus. So that's nice because it's saying that all of that confusion, and then that card fell on the floor, all of that confusion that we were experiencing, here we go. Keep focus. Even though you may not see everything, and look, it's still a little bit stormy here and a little bit cold, just one step at a time. That's all you need to worry about, is one step at a time, is moving your stuff. Well, what can I do in this moment? I can focus on this now. You can't do everything all at once, but you can do one thing at a time. So we're going to focus on the next thing. That's it. Just focus on the next thing. And that's how we're going to get through all this confusion, is focusing on what the next thing is. What's the next thing? And not letting somebody overwhelm us, setting some healthy boundaries set up so that we're not, this is how much I can take on. The rest is up to you to be able to navigate through. So powerful divine feminine energies, again, just to recap, coming in here, that's saying I'm empowered now, and I'm not tolerating no nonsense. I'm going to do things my way, and my way is leading me to more creative joy. I'm gonna let my own fucking magic start to happen, and cultivate the energies that I want to bring in. And if that's a divine partnership and something like that, then, you know, that's open to you now. Make sure that the home life is grounded, is safe, it's stable, it's secure, full of compassion, always compassion. You know, Saturn is going to maybe be tumultuous. That's one thing that, you know, Spirit showed me already. Is this could be potentially some tumultuous energy that we're in, because that karma being collected is going to, so we need to show compassion. There's not enough compassion, and compassion for that little child inside, that our lost child, so that we can, you know, get from where we are to where we want to be. So that's today's read. I hope everybody enjoyed that and got the messages that they need. If they resonated with you, that's super fantastic. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them into the chat there, and I can answer them now. And if not, you can always ask me questions via comments. Or send me off a message if you need to, and I can address it in a video. Ask me anything, you know. If you're struggling with anything on your own awakening path through this time, with Saturn going retrograde, then feel free to ask me a question, because I can guarantee that if you are struggling with something, then it's very likely that others are struggling with the same issue. It may not be exactly the same, the details might not be 100%, but it could be the same energetic vibe, you know. So like when I'm dealing with control issues, oh, me too, but mine are playing out like this or that, you know. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach them. If you want to book a private read with me, the way to do that is to send me off an email, which is listed in the descriptions below, or it's just being at, and that's just the letter B, just being@gmail.com, and we can set up a private oracle read. I do it on camera for you and talk through. You get to choose which decks that you like to use. I have a large collection of decks, so I send you off my deck list, and you choose which 6 decks you want to use, and then I'll pull additional decks as needed, and we can see what Spirit has to say to you specifically, because this is a collective read. This is for everyone in the energies that's coming up, that's part of my tribe, my soul tribe, like I call you guys my hive. So if you're wanting that, or if you're wanting a one-on-one hour-long counseling coaching session with me, then reach out. So, any questions? It's not looking like we're having some questions at the present moment, and that's okay. I'll give it another minute, because I know there's a little bit of a delay, and I think that's everything I was going to bring up today. So again, for those that are located in Canada, happy Canada Day. I hope you're having some frivolity and enjoying the beautiful light codes that are coming in. And if you happen to be in a different country, well, happy July 1st. And there we go. Okay. Well, no questions today. I'm going to love and leave you all and send you all of my heart and peace out to you. And take